Welcome to another recap of the live stream, man. I know you guys are enjoying this. I'm having fun, man. You guys are picking my brain and getting the juices flowing. This is appreciated. I like it. And do not miss out on these live streams. We're gonna solidify the 4 o'clock hour. We're doing this at 4 o'clock Eastern time every weekday. On the weekends, in the mornings, weekend mornings. We are also going to expect to stream. Hit the follow button if you're not already following. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. A lot of you guys are watching and aren't subscribed. You're going to miss out. You're not going to get alerted. The best way to also get my videos, my shorts, get notified, because you're only going to have like 1 hour to lock it in, okay? I've told you guys before, you're not going to have a ton of time to lock in my action. I am very thorough, as you can see. I need to get as much information as possible. You might have an hour if you're lucky, 2 hours, whatever. So make sure you're following, and YouTube, turn on the notifications if you want to, or at least subscribe so you can see my videos when they post. Let's get right to it, man. Let's go into the recap. Let's go. Philadelphia is on the road at Miami. You got Ranger Suarez on one side. You got Adam Mazur on the other side. Who? Mazur. That's because he's been recalled from AAA, the minor leagues, okay? He's making his first start this year. He was getting clapped last time we saw him in the minor leagues. 12 runs in 26 innings. He was getting clapped last year. We saw him in the major leagues. 17 runs over 19 innings. He was getting clapped even worse at home. 20 runs over 16 innings. At home. And then you got Ranger Suarez on the other side. He's money. He's figured it out. I told you guys when he was making his first start, okay, maybe we fade him, but now that he's in midseason form, he's fantastic. He's only given up 2 runs over 20 innings on the road. He's only given up 3 runs over 32 innings overall in his last 5. So I have the better bats. I have the better pitcher. I have the more reliable team. But why is the line moving in reverse? No, thank you. That's enough for me to stay away. Is it enough for me to talk somebody off of Philadelphia? No, because you have the batting and the pitching edge, as I keep repeating. Actually, the bats are closer. The bats are closer than they were before, but you do have a clear pitching edge with Ranger Suarez. Next game here, Colorado versus the Nationals. You got German Marquez going on one side. You got Mitchell Parker going on the other side. And guys, do not get confused. This is not the sweep game. The Rockies are not trying to sweep the Nationals. That's because they got one more game to play tomorrow. I do have hot bats with the Colorado Rockies. Believe that or not, they're also ranked number 9 in the last 5 games in all of Major League. So they're a top 10 team right now, according to TeamRankings.com. They have the better bats. And do they have the better pitcher today? Maybe. They actually maybe do. It's not enough for me to check the box. But I do think that German Marquez is really good, not really good, but he's better than Mitchell Parker. But here's where I said pump the brakes a little bit, because German Marquez, his weakness is lefties. And you guys should know by now, the Nationals have a lefty-heavy lineup. They got at least 6 or 7 different guys, 7 different guys in the lineup that are lefties. So they could get to German Marquez today. So if I highlighted it before, I'm taking my highlight back. No thank you there on Colorado versus Nationals. Between the Angels and the Yankees, you got everybody's waiting for the Yankees to bounce back. I don't know if that happens today because the bats are still cold. You do have the better pitcher. You do have Yarbrough. He is the better pitcher here. I am going to check the box. But this line is not moving, and the bats are so even, and both of them suck. Yarbrough sucks at home. Konkonowicz, or however you say his name, is bad on the road. So this is enough for me to check the box for pitching for Yarbrough. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the Yankees bounce back. But my prediction is it still doesn't happen today. I would wait for maybe sweep day tomorrow to get an even better opportunity. Between Arizona and Toronto, a pretty even game here. This line is not moving. The bats are pretty even, but you do have a pitching edge. You do have a pitching edge there with Toronto. Eric Lauer. He's good for maybe 3-4 innings, but those 3-4 innings might be good. So not a strong lean for me either side here on Arizona versus Toronto. Minnesota versus Cincinnati is the next game. This line is moving in favor of Cincinnati. I think I have the better bats, maybe slightly better bats on Cincinnati, maybe not too much. But what I do have is Nick Lodolo, a little better than Bailey Ober. The expected numbers are much better for Nick Lodolo. Is it enough for me to check the box? I have it checked right now. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's not enough for me to check the box. But I would still lean Cincinnati. I think it's a decent edge there for Cincinnati at home. They just picked up the win yesterday, so I'm not really loving that. Between the Mets and Atlanta, this line has corrected itself. It is now moving in favor of Atlanta, who has the much better pitcher on the mound. I like Atlanta here in some capacity. I think you can still get a -1 when it's priced at -200. In fact, this line is now in reverse a little bit. So in reverse and with the better pitcher, I would say Atlanta has a good chance there tonight. Baltimore versus Tampa. This line is moving in favor of Baltimore. But besides that, it's pretty even here. You got good bats on both sides. You do have a pitcher. We didn't talk about this one. Trevor Rogers is making his. He got recalled. He played one game this year, 0 runs in 6 innings. But besides that, he's only been playing in the major leagues so far. And he was getting clapped in minor leagues. In the minor leagues, he was getting clapped. These are pitchers I can't really trust. So no, thank you. This is such an even game, too. Baltimore's not as bad as everybody thinks they were, right? That's why everybody took them off the list after I told them to. St. Louis and White Sox, this is an ugly game. I'm not going to be touching it, but you do have the overall better pitchers, Sonny Gray, but his weakness is on the road. And then Sean Burke, overall, he's bad, but he's better at home. These are two unpredictable teams. No, thank you. The market says that somehow, some way, the White Sox could stay in this one. Milwaukee versus Cubs. This line is barely moving. It's moving in favor of the Cubs a little bit. I do think I have a pitcher that I can trust. with James Taillon. He's been there, done that. 9 runs in 31 innings. For the Cubs, and Jacob Mizorowski on the other side. Yeah, he had a good game against St. Louis, a very good game against St. Louis, but he still's got to show me more, man. And I think going into Chicago could be a tough task for him today. I lean the Cubs. Between Kansas City and Texas, this line is moving in favor of Kansas City. The bats are cold for Kansas City, despite them pulling up yesterday 6 runs. But they do have the better pitcher. Chris Bubic, very good numbers there on the road, 7 runs over 30 innings. Looks like Kansas City has a chance there today. Between Cleveland and San Francisco, this line is moving in favor of Cleveland, despite the better bats being on San Francisco. I said Verlander is coming off an injury. We haven't seen him since May 18th. That was a pectoral injury that is very serious for a pitcher. He was pretty average when we last saw him, and I wouldn't be trusting him after injury. I would lean Cleveland in that game, despite they just won yesterday. Guys, we're at the halfway point. Thank you for the good vibes. Send me some double taps. Send me some live reactions there on YouTube if you guys are enjoying the recap. We're at the halfway point. If you're not following, hit the follow button. Too many of you guys literally watch me for 2 hours every single day and still aren't following. Make sure you're following, especially because you're not going to get my videos with a ton of time. Do not complain about the timing of my videos, okay? I am very thorough. I don't care about posting a video one day in advance. I want to have as much information as possible. That's why you're only going to get an hour, maybe 2 hours if you're lucky, 3 hours if you're lucky. So hit the follow button. Do not depend on the algorithm to put my video in your face. We're also doing the episode 2 or 1.5 of the Daily Swing. That's when we start with 10 and go for 20 and keep the climb going. You know what we're doing. We're doing this with props, okay? So today I'm going to pick 2 guys to get a hit. We're going to combine them into a lay, and we're at 1.5, so we're at like $14-15, 14-15 minute mark of the episode. And we're gonna flip that in. We got a half win last game with Manny Machado, so we're gonna take that or start with $10 if you want. Okay, if you missed the half win. So do not miss my page. Do not forget my page for the daily challenge. Okay. Another reason, guys. Is college football season. College football season is in the air. It starts in August, and I waste no time. Okay. Last year I started 11-0 or 12-0. On college football season, okay? I wasted no time. I started in August, week 0. I was fading Florida State when everybody thought Florida State was going to have... Dude, I had Florida State. I was fading them. They were giving the other side 10, 11 points, the first 3 weeks. It was crazy. Anyways, if you guys want to be a part of college football season, do not forget this page come college football season. Hit the follow button, okay? So it's bookmarked. Let's get back to the plays, guys. We left off on Houston versus the Athletics. This line is moving barely in favor of Houston, but not a whole lot. But why? Because I have the pitching, I have the batting edge with Houston. I have the pitching edge, clear pitching edge with Framber Valdez. Luis Severino, he had a very good game last game, right? I told you guys, but that was on the road. I told you guys he's very good on the road, but he gets hit in this minor league ballpark. I like Houston there, but that line has not moved a whole lot, and it is the most public play today. Next game between San Diego and the Dodgers, I do have the better bats. with the Dodgers. I do have the better. The pitching is pretty even, but I do give an edge here to the Dodgers because they're up against Stephen Kolek, and I told you guys very clearly here we faded him last time against the Diamondbacks, and here again today he has a very bad matchup with against lefties. Okay, Stephen Kolek is terrible against lefties, and I'm checking the box because despite the Dodgers don't have a ton of lefties in their lineup, they have some scary lefties: Ohtani, Freeman, Muncy. These are all dangerous lefties. So I'm going to check the box there for the handedness. Okay, there's an advantage there with the hand for the Dodgers. All right, guys, that's it for the sides. Let's get right into totals. Let's go. Angels versus Yankees. Okay, this is a game where I see bad pitching. I see bad bats, but there is some rain in the forecast. I think that helps overs. There is some home run, a plus 24% home run index. Last game was a snoozer. It was 4-0. Everybody thinks these bats are cold. Maybe they could pop off today. I would lean the over in this game here between the Angels and the Yankees. Next game between Minnesota and Cincinnati. I think I have some bad pitching again between Ober and Lodolo. I have hot bats. I don't love that they popped off for 11 runs yesterday combined, but I do love that I have rain in the forecast. I have plus 24% run index according to Ballpark Pal, and I have a plus 51% home run index in Cincinnati. Somebody said it's Ellie De La Cruz bobblehead day. I'm pretty sure it was in April. That's crazy, guy. Somebody in DC is telling you when the bobblehead was probably dropped in a Cincinnati game, but somebody confirmed that for me. Let me know. That is valuable information. I would lean the over in this game here between Minnesota and Cincinnati. Next total that I was looking at is the Kansas City versus Texas. I think you have good pitching. This is the game where you have the best pitching on both sides. Bubic versus Corbin, pretty good. You have cold bats with Royals, even though they put up 6 runs yesterday. I don't think they put up 6 runs again today. And then you have Patrick Corbin on the other side. I think he's serviceable, and the Royals, I would expect their bats to regress. So I kind of like how this one we're doing a little bit of surgery. I got the better pitcher against the better lineup, right? Kansas City's Bubic against Texas, and I got the serviceable pitcher against the worst lineup, Kansas City. I would lean the under there in that game. And if you guys watch my streams by now, you should know Texas and unders, they go hand in hand. That's because unders are 28-9, 76% to unders there in the Texas ballpark. I cannot stress that enough. That is the number one ballpark by a mile, by a good mile actually, to unders there in that park. So you can take them kind of blindly and they'll hit. Combine that with good pitching, and I think you're in a good situation there, guys. That was the whole recap, man. That was literally 10 minutes of great information. You guys are going to see that on YouTube, all right? Speaking of YouTube, the name is the same, the Go Covers. Guys, thank you for 100,000 double taps. Wow. Thank you, guys. If you have not subscribed on YouTube, go to YouTube. That's where I'm sharing my screen. You guys should really be joining these streams on the video. I'm sharing my screen. I'm sharing the cheat code, the cheat sheet. It is here. Come look at the teams that are green and fade the teams that are red. It's pretty simple. All right, at least you have a better chance. Anyways, head to YouTube. My link is in bio, or just search the same name. Also, another reason to be on YouTube is because me and Mr. TT are not getting along too well. Okay, yesterday I couldn't post a video when I wanted to on TT. So head to YouTube. YouTube doesn't give me any problems. IG doesn't give me any problems. So make sure you're following there. If you want to get in the Discord, I am due for a great run. I am due to pop off. Today would be a good day. I have a lot of games highlighted. I do like a lot of games. We are 31-8 on our totals, MLB totals, okay? So out of 39 totals, I've hit 31 of them, okay? I'm going to put that in play today. You're going to have more and more totals coming. I don't care if it's a streak. I don't care if it gets ruined. I want to put my best plays in the Discord, and only my guys are going to get those plays, okay? So hit the link in bio, $20 if you want to join us